Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have the pleasure of inviting you to another material about the British way. So the first multi-pack of coin games, which actually consists, I would say, of four positions. And these are the insurgencies during the collapse of the British Empire. So Malaya, Cyprus, Palestine, and Kenya. What we already discussed and the material which I created was about Palestine. Yeah? So this is 1945-47. This was a pretty specific game, specific title, which was unlike other coin games. There was very simplified approach to how it was played. And I would say perfect one for the introductory game. One thing which we need to remember is that each and every of those small games is two-player. Yes, this is a coin for two players, and I really like it. I really like that the system evolved in that way. On the other hand, it's perfect for solo play. It's very solitary friendly, which you will see in a moment. So we went through Palestine. We moved today to Malaya. By the way, from the historical perspective, Palestine uprising was successful. So this was really won by the opponents of British, and actually in our game it also happened. In Malaya, the British managed to hold to the, let's say, rule. They left much later on, and you shall see that it's also depicted in the game. What would be the plan for today? Two things. The best way to learn the game is to play the game. But before we will play the game, I would like to explain to you a little about the Malaya, about specific of this position within the multi-pack, and what are the characteristics of this. One thing, one disclaimer which has to be made is that this is probably the title the closest to what you know from the typical coin games like, I don't know, Andan Abyss, Cuba Libre, Twilight, Colonial Twilight, and so on and so forth. Why? Because we have all of those standard elements like control and then support, opposition, or neutral. This was not used in Palestine, for example. You have economical centers, as you can see on the map. You have guerrillas, you have police, you have troops. You also have propaganda. So those turns which will be separating, those cards which will be separating turns. What is important in all those multi-pack series games is this political will track. That's actually the measure of success of the insurgents or the British to win. In order to win the game, appropriate level of political will has to be achieved. We'll be playing through 3 turns. We'll set up the deck in a moment. The deck will have like 7 events plus propaganda in each of the turns. So very quick, 7 cards, 7 cards, and 7 cards, or maybe less, yeah, depending where propaganda is. At the end of each turn, we check where the political will is. It starts at 12. If it's at 18, 19, 20, this is automatic British victory. If it's on 0 or 1, this is automatic victory for, or 0, 1, 2. It's automatic victory for MCP. I believe it's Malaya Communist Party. I'm not so sure, but yeah, this is definitely a socialist communistic uprising here. Yeah, this is definitely different to Palestine, for example. So this is the way how we can win. What else can we tell you about the map? This is Thailand. Here only the MCP forces can be stationed. Here is Singapore, nobody can be there, and Indonesia. We have mountain provinces. Mountain provinces would be here and here. We have jungle provinces here, 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 and here. And we have, of course, the Kuala Lumpur as a large city with population of 2. Here we have population also, and here we have economic value of those 2 economic zones. This is the very interesting initiative track, which is prepared especially for 2 players. What happens? We have a first eligible and second eligible. And the first player chooses one of those things: limit operation, event, or option special activity, based on the card which is drawn here. And then the second will be choosing something else. And then at the end of the round, they will be coming back here, and the eligibility can change. Very simple way, and very, I would say, innovative. Yeah, how to do it for 2 players. One thing, we have events here. The only way to prevent the opponent from playing the event, you can simply go here and pass. And when you pass, I believe you're getting something. Would still need to check what that exactly is, but yeah, that's the way to prevent the event. Okay, what else do we have on the map? We have command track. So in this case of that game, you would have 3 different commanders, British commanders: Gurney, Briggs, and Templar. Depending on them, you would have, for example, reprisal into spaces, resettle into spaces, train may pacify into selected spaces. I will explain what this means, but enough to say that each turn it will be changing. Here is the British available forces, so the police and the troops. Here we have MCP available forces. These are the guerrillas, and these are the bases. All in all, looks pretty straightforward. So I would suggest that, yeah, we will start with a setup, and then I will explain the actions, operations, and special activities of both sides. Yeah. In order to set up the deck, we have 30 events here. We'll use only 18 of them. We need 3 times 6 cards, 4, 5, 6. So we are not using those cards. We are moving back to the box. And now we have 3 propaganda rounds. And we shuffle them into the last 2 cards of each of those 6. So here, here, and here. Let me do it. And then we stack it. Yeah, so it goes, 4 cards go on the top. So the length of the turn can be minimum 4 cards, maximum 6 cards, more or less that number. Okay, let me do it with the last and final one. Okay, and we start it here, and that would be our deck. I will keep it here. We'll be putting the event here. You will be able to see it. Interesting now is what operations we can have with both sides. So, as in every coin game, you would have operations and special activities. These are the British ones. And one of the most important things will be, of course, how to raise political will. On the other hand, MCP will be interested how to lower the political will. I will discuss now those operations and special activities briefly, because we will learn them when playing. Simple like this. British will have, of course, train, so it allows them to place cubes. So depending on the space, it can be troops or police. Yeah, each space select place up to 2 police cubes, or if Kuala Lumpur, 4 cubes. So you can also have troops. The only space where they can place troops is Kuala Lumpur. And of course, you can in 1 train space or 2 with Templar. So with this guy, they can pacify, but they need troops, police, and British control. Pacify, as you might expect, every 2 British resources spent, remove a terror marker from a space, or once terror, there is no terror, shifts 1 level towards support, up to 1 shift per space. By the way, the player aid is written so well but I don't need to look up anything in the book. This is good. To train, you can add resettle or airstrikes. We'll tell a little more about this later. Garrison, easy to protect economical centers and to reposition forces. Location NEC, Kuala Lumpur, and up to one province. 2 resources total, so pretty cheap as for the government, let's say, operation, and you can move any cubes desired to NECs, Kuala Lumpur, and to one province. Yeah. And we can in ECs activate one guerrilla. Pretty standard operation. Sweep, I think you are familiar if you played previously in coin series. With this, you move troops and activate guerrillas, any province and or Kuala Lumpur. So this is not for ECs, this is for the regular provinces. And we move the troops into adjacent destination, activate one guerrilla per cube, or if jungle, we need 2 troops to find a guerrilla. Assault, so eliminating MCP forces, spaces with cubes and active MCP pieces. So this is inactive, this would be active. Before we can attack, we need to find them. Yeah. How to do it? 2 resources per space, remove 1 active MCP piece per troop or 1 per 2 troops if mountain. So it's harder to kill them in mountain, it's harder to find them in jungle. Simple like this. What would be the special abilities of the British? First of foremost, resettle. This is pretty unique operation for the game, for the coin. It's specific to what was done in Malaya. It allows you to resettle population into new villages. And there are, I believe, yes, new village markers here. You can see them. Yeah, like 4 of them. Sorry. And what that does? British, this has to be British controlled province without new village. Place a new village and shift the space once towards opposition. But then, when calculating the result at the end of the propaganda round, such a province will not count towards the political will shift. So, in this case, if you have a new village here, for example, in Pahang, this oppose would not count towards the benefit of MCP. Reprisal, and this is max 1 province 2 with bricks. And then we have reprisal, remove opposition, displace guerrillas. And any space with troops, for example here, add a terror marker to the selected space, if none, and shift that space once towards neutral. Move 1 guerrilla from there to an adjacent space. So for example, if we have troops here, that could be a good play because we move from opposed to neutral and then put terror marker and push 1 guerrilla from here. And these are free of charge, of course. Airstrike, of course, my favorite. Remove active guerrillas. So you can, for example, sweep first and then attack up to 2 provinces with British forces. So this cannot be Kuala Lumpur, this cannot be economic side. So this has to be a province. Now, most importantly, how to raise political will. During campaign, if British remove a base, plus 1 political will per base removed. So those bases here. Remove MCP control. This is important. This is on MCP control. There was some, let's say, confusion when I was first playing this game with my colleague. So removing MCP control, and there are like 3 spaces at this moment in time, adds number of population in those spaces to political will. So 2, 1, 1. So it will be adding to the political will. And there could be also events. During propaganda round, and this is important, we calculate support population and also the opposition population without new villages, and we add the difference to political will. If we look at this moment in time at the map, support population is 2, the opposed population is 1 because there is 1 here, there is 2 here. So net is 1 support, so the political will would go up 1. If we would have a new village here, we would not count this province, we would have 2 support, 0 opposed, so the political will would go 2 up. That's how it plays. And that's all for British. Let's look now at MCP. These are the MCP operations. First of all, they can rally, so place guerrillas and bases, and they can increase opposition. This is very similar to train. It's only 1 resource per space, and in non-EC spaces without support or new villages. So that's important. There could be no support there. They place 1 guerrilla or replace 2 with a base. And then if base instead place guerrillas up to population plus base. Okay, but we'll not be reading through this. Important is if desired in 1 rally space, if base and MCP control agitate 1 level. Agitate, so every 1 MCP resource spent removes a terror marker from the space, or once no terror shifts 1 level towards opposition. So, for example, in this space, it could make sense because then they would put the opposition here, or in this space. Here we have already the opposition, so that does not make sense. Then we have march, so we move guerrillas and destination spaces, 1 resource per non-economical center destination. In case of economical center, it's 0. And of course, there is a rule which we often have in coin games that if too many troops and guerrillas will be at the destination space, the guerrillas will be activated. So move guerrillas into adjacent destination space if destination is or has a support, and if guerrilla moving from 1 origin plus cubes in the destination exists free, activates those moving guerrillas. Somebody will report them simply if there is too many of them. So it's if destination is C or a destination has a support. And then we have more than 3. This is 1 wording which is a bit ambiguous here, but other than that, it's perfect. Attack, remove British cubes in a space with guerrillas, 1 resource, you roll a die, you activate guerrillas and roll a die equal to or less than the number of guerrillas, you remove 2 cubes police first. If any troop is removed, you get the political will, so you decrease it. Now we have terror, so we can build a position. I believe, okay, here we'll have it more in other, and it's asymmetric, yeah, to what British can do. So they can build the terror. Any space with underground guerrilla, 1 resource per non-EC space. EC is 0. In each selected space, activate 1 underground guerrilla. So they have to show themselves, unfortunately. If province or Kuala Lumpur, we put terror. Here we put sabotage, which will prevent the British from gaining the resources. And we have, of course, some cool special activities. Extort, we need money. So in up to 2 spaces with an underground guerrilla and no new village, we can activate guerrilla and get 1 resource. We start with 10 as MCP, but believe me, they will be used up pretty quickly. Intimidate, we can remove police, new village, and support. It's up to 2 spaces with underground guerrillas. In each space, remove a police cube, or if more guerrillas than British forces, may instead remove a new village. And it will be also impacting the political will. Last but not least, ambush. Ambush simply assures the attack success, but limits the loss to 1 enemy. Okay, now important, how to lower political will. First of all, if during attack, ambush, the MCP removes troops, this is -1 political will. If they gain MCP control, they remove the political will by this. So if they move, I don't know, to Kedah, like this, they will gain the control. So automatically, the political will drop by 2. Then the events, 1 or 2. During propaganda round, first thing is similar to what British has, so opposition population versus the support population. Of course, new villages cancelling the opposition. But the other thing is that each terror or sabotage markers in Kuala Lumpur and ISIS minus 1 political will each. So the terror here in Kuala Lumpur or sabotage here will also decrease political will. And I believe that's all. We have, of course, the player aid for propaganda round. We'll be going through this and the summary of political will, how to raise and how to lower it. So we will be using this later. So bear with me and we'll start in a moment. Okay, so what's the better way to learn the game than to play it? So we'll be doing the turns. I'm for sure planning to show you the first turn, so the first 4 to 6 cards plus propaganda round. If we see that we are progressing nicely, we might play even the whole game. There is a high probability that due to the advantage of the British forces, it can finish prematurely, but let's see. So how do we start? We start with event. So this is our event. It says Batang Kali, British terrorize the people. British reprisal in one space with troops and then free assault there. Or brutal massacre, set one province to opposition, then lower political will by 2. Pretty powerful event for the MCP. The good question is what they should do. The British forces, they can try to play the event. Then they would have reprisal. A reprisal, remove opposition, displace guerrillas. So any province with British troops, add a terror marker to the selected space. If not, and shift the space once toward neutral. This is not perfect, but it could potentially work. And then we have a free assault there. In order to assault, we would need to have active MCP. Not perfect event, unfortunately, but still something. Just checking if we could not, for example, use a pass, which will give us something. Okay. Pass may forgo action in selected box to gain +1 resource for MCP or +2 for British. Oh, that's also interesting. But for now, we have a lot of resources. Okay, set one province to opposition. So, for example, this one, most probably that would be painful. No, guys, we cannot allow for this event to happen. So British reprisal in one space with troops, where we will do the reprisal. So add a terror marker and set to neutral. Probably will terrorize. We cannot here. Will prevent this from changing to support. Yeah, let's do it that way. Unless we would like to take it over later on, yeah, hearts and minds. So no, let's do it here. Not the best beginning, but maybe the only one which doesn't allow this to happen. So now, of course, the MCP probably would like to do open special activity, a full turn, and I believe they should start to rally the troops and maybe build some base in Thailand. So place one guerrilla or replace 2 with base. I believe we need to protect those bases. So we'll do rally here and here. Place one guerrilla or replace 2 with base. So we'll put the guerrillas there. So yep, that would be good. What else we can do? Extort or intimidate. We can gain resources. Yep. So let's do it that way. We'll be placing guerrillas here, and we place them in the number if base. Instead, place guerrillas up to population plus bases. So we can put 3 guerrillas here. Okay. And we can put 2 guerrillas here. This is population plus basis, and then it would cost us normally 2. And we will do then the extort in maximum 2 spaces. Actually, those 2 spaces will flip 1 guerrilla in each. And thanks to this, we will recover those. Okay, not the best beginning for the British, a decent for MCP. They come back here, and then we go to the next one. MPAJ Legacy, population exhausted by war. Set 1 opposition space to neutral. Shift 2 spaces with MCP, each 1 level toward opposition. That's a good question what to do here. A good event but all in all, the British has to start acting, and they cannot allow, this. So they will go for operation and special event. They will most probably train here with reprisal in maximum 2 spaces. Because when trying on space, if troops, police, and British control pacify 1 level, that's what we would like to do. And most probably, yeah. So we will train here and here. This is 2 each. So we'll train 2 resources each, 4 troops here. And we will train how many we can do in the province. 2 police. And now, and then if troops, police, and British control pacify 1 level, so we'll pacify here. And we of course would like to have a support. This costs us 2 resources, 2 resources, and 2 resources. So in total, this is 6 resources. And we can add a resettle or airstrike to that. Okay. British controlled province without new village. No, I don't think. We'd rather do the airstrike. Maximum 2 provinces. Remove active guerrillas. Accompany any up to 2 provinces with British forces. Remove 1 active guerrilla. We don't have here any kind of active forces. Yep. So that doesn't look good. So we resettle British controlled province without new village. Press new village towards opposition. Do we have any good space? Not necessarily. Probably skip it, and we'll go to the MCP. I'm telling you guys, I might not play optimally from a strategy point. I would like to show you how the gameplay looks like. So they will shift to spaces of MCP 1 level toward opposition. I believe we will move that one toward opposition and that one toward opposition. And then, yeah, that's all. Anti-Japanese force. That's all. And now we move here. Events. CCP victory. MCP resources -3. Remove 2 guerrillas. Would be cool. MCP free rally in 2 spaces when may free agitate in 1 rally space with a base. Agitation probably will not give us much because we have already here pretty nice. Okay, let's take the event. The event will be MCP free rally into spaces. Let's rally here and let's rally here to prevent any British incursion. And then the rally. This rally here we don't have any kind of base, so we just add 1 and add 1 here. And then agitate in 1 rally space with base. That doesn't make sense too much. Okay, let's do it that way. And agitating doesn't make sense in this case. The British will do ops and special activity. I believe it's time to strike. So we will do the sweep, move troops and activate guerrillas. For resources per destination space, may move any troops into adjacent destination spaces, then activate one guerrilla per cube in each destination in jungle 2. So this would be the destination. Yes, this would be the destination, and what we can do in this destination, we will put 4 troops or even 6 troops. That way we activate all guerrillas. Activate all guerrillas, and now you see that the control changes. So control of this province was taken from the MCP, and removing MCP control, population space to political will. The political will increases. So this is a sweep, and I believe we pay 2 resources for this sweep. Yes. And now we can add some cool stuff to the sweep. This would be reprisal, and we can do reprisal in maximum 2 spaces. Remove opposition displays guerrillas, garrison, sweep, or assault any province with British troops. Okay. Actually, in such case, we would probably also move those guys here. Maybe that's a little bold and a little costly, but let's do it that way, because then after the sweep we can do reprisal in 2 places. So any province with British troops, add a terror marker to the selected space, if none, and shift the space 1 towards neutral. Move 1 guerrilla from there to an adjacent space. Purpose: remove opposition displays guerrillas, garrison, sweep, or assault any province with British troops. Perfect. Perfect. So what we shall do, we add a terror marker here and here. Shift once towards neutral, so it disappears. And move 1 guerrilla from there to an adjacent space. So let me move this guerrilla here, and let me move 1 guerrilla from here to here. Good. That might be powerful, but let's see what's the next action. Okay, Ting Peng, 250,000 British bounty. Activate all guerrillas in 1 province with a base and move 2 troops to the space. Nice. MCP may conduct 2 free limited operations. Okay, I believe what we need now is not a limited operation, but what we need now is to protect these areas, because we have a terror there. So how to flip? Okay, base. So place 1 guerrilla or replace 2 with base. If base, instead place guerrillas up to population plus bases, or flip any guerrillas there underground. That could be something which will prevent a disaster here. So probably we will do extortion or intimidate and rally. So we'll rally here because we would like to flip those guys, and we will do the rally here. And this rally will cost us 2 resources, and this rally over here adds up to 3 guerrillas. Good. And the rally here allows us to flip them all to hidden, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. Turn them to hidden. Now In a one rally space, if base and MCP control, we can agitate. So we can agitate here for one more resource and remove this terror. We would really like to be able to take those hearts and minds. And now we can add extortion or intimidate, remove police, new resource support, rally or terror, up to spaces with underground guerrillas. In each space remove a police cube, or if more guerrillas than British forces, may instead remove a new village and any support there. So no, it doesn't remove anything, but here we can activate, yeah. Oh, we don't even activate, you see guys? Up to 2 spaces with underground guerrilla, in each space remove a police cube, or if more guerrillas there. We don't activate the guerrilla, so we will remove 2 police cubes. We will remove a police cube from here, that's definitely a good idea. And that means that there is no British control there. And then we will remove the police here, which also means that there is no British control there. That's tough. Okay, so this is what they do, and yeah. Now, I believe the British will take event, activate all guerrillas in one province with a base, and move 2 troops to the space. Okay, where we would like to do? I will most probably activate those guys. And we will move 2 troops here. Okay. Let it be. We cannot move here because they will gain control. And what happens now? We move to the next round, and there's a high chance that the British forces will strike here, unless we have propaganda. Okay, no. Target for relocations. Place a new village in any one province without one. Nice. MCP may place 1 guerrilla each in any 2 provinces. They have almost all guerrillas on the map, but they will not have in a moment. So I believe operation and special event. It will be for sure attack here. And what we can assault. We can also add airstrike. Yes, we will add airstrike. Airstrike will be here and here. The attack will be here. Yeah, we need only one, of course, because we can have also reprisal. Now let us get rid of some of those guys. Assault. 2 resources per space. So actually, we will pay 2 resources from the British ones. And now remove 1 active MCP piece per troop, or in mountain it would be 2 to 1. So in this case, we remove all of this. A huge attack. On top of this, because the base is being removed, we gain 1 political will for each base removed. And yep, that's what we have here. And the second thing will be airstrikes. 1 active guerrilla is being removed in each of those provinces. Now, what will the MCP do? The MCP may place 1 guerrilla each in any 2 provinces. For sure, we'll go here and we'll go here. And look what happens. They gained the control. Here, 3, and here. They didn't get the control. This is now uncontrolled. Sorry, this is uncontrolled, so maybe there's a better space to place. It place 1 guy each in any 2 provinces. We'll place it here and we'll gain the control here. So that's in total 5 on political will, I believe. Wow, that was a cool comeback from them. Not that they are in a good position, but yeah, pretty decent. Now, the next turn, Propaganda. Okay, let's see how the hearts and minds are. Hearts and minds. Subtract total opposition population without new villages from the total support population. So the support population is 2, 3, so 5. The oppose is 1, only 1 at this moment in time. So this is not 4 here. When settlements intimidated, first sabotage ECs with more guerrillas and cubes. No. Each Kuala Lumpur or no terror or sabotage. Victory. Nobody reached the victory level. And this is not final propaganda. Resources. British earnings. Increase British resources by the amount of British controlled population and the value of sabotage. Unsabotage ECs. So they have 20. Now the problem starts. MCP increase MCP resources by twice the number of bases. Only one base. So only up to 9. Support. British may pacify in 2 spaces with British control police and troops. Okay. We don't have too many places like this, yes. Yeah, because we put the terror here ourselves. MCP may agitate in 2 spaces with MCP pieces and no British control. Everyone MCP resource spent removes the terror marker from a space, or once no terror shifts once towards opposition. So MCP will spend definitely 2 resources and will remove those guys and will do the opposition here. That's something which can help long term. Redeploy. British must move its troops in ECs or provinces with MCP control to Kuala Lumpur or British controlled provinces. British then may move police to any ECs, Kuala Lumpur or British controlled provinces. Okay, do we want to move troops somewhere? Yes, I would move to Kuala Lumpur just in case. This is a British controlled province. So, and yep, how to go about it? I believe that's good. And here we have 2 more troops, so we can move them here. And maybe we can, we'll stay here. This is a good central position here. Remove all terror and sabotage. Flip all guerrilla to underground. Shift commander track. We'll have resettle max 2 spaces. Reveal the next card. Okay, that finishes turn 1. I think we are doing pretty well. So I will continue with the turn 2. Looks that we have a really good time. As you can see, the games are not. This game is not over long, and the runs can be played pretty quickly. So turn 2. Do we reset? No, we have simply as per the order here. By the way, how many cards did we play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not all. Malaya police. Malaya sides with British. Place up to 4 police totally in any British controlled spaces. Alienate Chinese. Shift a space with police 1 level towards opposition. That's what they want to do. Here. Pause. Definitely something worth doing. Now, what the British will do, my goodness, operation and special activity, that's for sure. I believe we need to move those troops and do some sweep. Move troops and activate guerrillas, yes. And we'll add reprisal. Or maybe we will add, we shall see what we'll add. We have now resettle into space. So, okay, there will be some spending now. The destination space for sure here. Okay, for sure here. And yeah. We can also do some other stuff. Okay, that's for the beginning. See, here also it's good to have a control. Nobody went there yet. Might be good. Okay, in order to sweep here, so let's start. 2 resources here, and we go with 4. No, we don't need to go with 4. For the sweep, no, but for attack later, yes. So we sweep those 2 guys. That's a good stuff. We go with those troops and this police here. We sweep this guy, and immediately we take control. And immediately we take control here, which is 5 political will. Okay, and we used 4 resources. Do you want to get into this area? Sooner or later we would love to, but not sure if it will be immediately now. Okay, so this was the sweep. And now we can do reprisal or airstrike. Okay. Reprisal. I would not go with a reprisal. I would rather go with airstrike here and here and remove the guerrillas. I think that's something which is really valuable. Okay. Now we go to the next turn. Planters and miners. British resources +6, place up to 1 person in each EC. Nice. Move all troops in one province to an EC or Kuala Lumpur. No, that's not good. Operation and special activity, that's for sure. What we can do, shall we rally and, for example, get hearts and minds here, which seems like a good idea. Yeah, we'll do the rally and maybe intimidate. So let's do it that way. We'll do the rally and we'll rally here, 1 guerrilla. We'll rally here, but not guerrilla. We'll get the base. These 2 resources. And we'll rally there to remove control. Oh no, we'll save some money. Rather than rally, what we'll do now is we will agitate. We'll spend 1 more resource and we'll agitate 1 level here. Opposition. We need a lot of opposition on map. Now, if you look at the opposites, 3, 5, 7 to 2. They have advantage, but here's the advantage on the British side, so it to some extent evens out. Let's move on. What the British will do, they can move all troops in 1 province to an EC. Okay, British resources +6. Place up to 1 police in each EC. I believe this is not a bad thing. Protecting ECs and having the first go next round, which will be okay. Let me clean it up a bit. Which will be okay. Orang Asil. Place up to 2 police each in 2 jungle provinces without MCP control. Place a base into a jungle province. Good event. And for MCP, definitely good event. But I believe now we need to put some more forces on the map on the British side and definitely do the it's called pacify, and you can pacify, unfortunately only in 1 space. Okay, we'll pacify in 1 space. Okay, so where we will rally, we'll rally in Kuala Lumpur, two resources. We will rally in Perak, two resources, so that's already 16. We shall rally at least in some more space, so 14. I believe we'd like to get rid of those guys finally. Better here, yeah, better here. And now we can pacify in one space another two resources, and we are removing opposition here. Pacify one level. Okay. And they can add a resettle or airstrike. I believe airstrike would be a good thing. We can remove guerrilla because resettle. Let me do the resettle. It's maximum. We can do the resettle in two spaces, yes? So we can do new village here and here. Oh no, I simply remove those guys. And that's all for the British. And now the MCP would like to place a base in the jungle, definitely. And they will have a first go on the next round. Regroup. Work sites for define. Place up to 2 police in each economic center. Usually this part of event is a British one. British may then place one new village into a space adjacent. Nice. Set one space with a new village to position. Place one guerrilla in NSC, but there is no new village spaces. Yep, there is no new village spaces. So this does make sense for them to do ops and special activity. So what we need to do is start to get more of us on board. We'll do the rally in two spaces. We need to protect the bases, and then we need to move somewhere. So here we have two bases and two population. Here we have one base and this one, so this is a lot. And I believe we can do on top of this extort, so actually regain two of those resources. Nice, not bad. What the British will do? Event. Place up to 2 police in each EC. British may even place one village into space adjacent to an EC. I like it. I like it very much because this new village. Okay, I would need to protect the new village. Remember, they can remove a new village in each space, remove a police cube, or if more guerrillas than British forces, instead remove a new village and support there. So we need to protect the new village if we put a new village somewhere. If we put a new village here, the opposition will not count, but still we will have a problem, with that. Oh, it's not so easy. Not so easy, not so easy. Okay, do we want to put this new village? Or rather do a limited operation. We can do a limited op rather than doing the event. So operation in one space. What that would be? Perak will do the rally, a train for 2 resources, and for 2 resources we will pacify and make this a support. Yep, that's a good one. Now that ends this turn, and we move forward. Korean War, rubber and tin prices for British resources plus 10, increase vertical by 1. That's perfect. Distraction from emergency, British resources -4. Definitely the British will take it, because now they will have money to fund the war further. It's really good for them. They take the event, but then the opposition will take opposition. The insurgents will need to do something, because otherwise they will lose the game. What can they do? They should travel, probably march, move guerrillas into adjacent destination spaces. If destination is an EC or has a support, and I believe we need to get to some of the provinces. Thailand is safe. We can go here and gain the control. We not want to go into those two provinces. We will be, they will find us. Simple like this. There will be too many of us, I believe, if destination or has support. No, there is no support. Okay, anyhow, I will go here with two of them. The rest protects. And there is no support here. I will move two of those here. And we need to get back the resources, so we'll do extort here and extort here. That's the best we can do. Yep, most probably at this moment. Now, unity of command. This is one of the capability cards, as you can see. Pacify with either train or add propaganda may shift spaces up to 2 levels towards support. That's interesting. Pacify costs resources per terror removed or shift towards support. I believe we are so far away in the game that we should simply push for the immediate victory. So we will do a move here, a sweep here. Is it only move troops and activate grid? Yes. So we'll move troops here. In order to sweep, we need 1, 2, 3, 6 of troops. So one more troop here. This is 6 troops. And that allows us to sweep. And 6 troops takes the control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, and we have political will reaches 20 at this moment in time. There is no control here. And after this sweep, we will do our favorite airstrike, and the airstrike will be where we don't have troops here. That's a problem. So we will airstrike up to 2 provinces with British forces. We can actually do another sweep here. Yep. So we will find those guys, and now we can do the airstrike here and here. So we remove one of those guys, one of those guys. This removal gives the control to British here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, to 6. And here it's also British control, and still British control here. So what we can do now, we need to probably rally in this space in order to flip all the underground for one. It's not good. It's not good. It seems like the communistic rebellion is crumbling. Okay, but let's see. They can still survive. Wide areas, restrictions lifted, set space with a new village to support. We don't have new villages. Replace one new village with a guerrilla. We don't have new villages. So you see, the new villages can help, but can also be detrimental to your efforts. So good to have this in mind. Yeah. Okay. We need to act. We need more hearts and minds. So let's try to do it. First of all, we march. We march. We need to march. We'll march here and we'll take control. which immediately will lower political will. This is one resource, and we want to march somewhere else. Yes, most probably we'll march here and we'll take control. Another two on the political will track. Those two moves costs, of course. I believe, yeah. Have I moved it? Okay, let me leave it here. Doesn't matter, they are in really poor condition. And March we can do extort, so we need some money. Of course, so we'll do extort here, here. Now, what the British can do, they don't have a new village, so they will do a limb up. So they would need to react to what the opposition just did. They would like to take some control back, and that's most probably here, the easiest way. They will march here with two police, or two police. They march rather here with two troops and police to take this control back here in this area. So the two political will goes back. And yep, we are moving further. And this is not surprising, this is a propaganda round. We already played a lot of guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So propaganda round. I have a feeling, guys, we might just be concluding the game. Hearts and minds. Subtract total opposition population without new villages from the total support. Opposition 2. Support 2. So this evens out. 3 versus 3. So this evens out. Nothing changes. Settlers intimidate. First, sabotage is with more guerrillas than kills, then lower political environment. No, we don't have more guerrillas here. We don't have terror and sabotage anymore. Victory. Yes, the British achieved the victory threshold. They are at early 18 political will, and the game ends at this moment in time. It's not surprising. The British has some advantage here, and they can really make significant damage, especially with the control. There was a lot of fighting here, first of all centrally, then of course moving also to the north. Here, surprisingly, was a very good move from the opposition, from the socialists, because that allowed them to get the oppose and also the control for some time. They were also in the Prague, but in the end they had to succumb. So hopefully, guys, that will be helpful for you regarding the British way Malaya. As I told you, very interesting game, multi-pack, 4 games in one, which you can play solo. As you can see, we played solo. You can play with a colleague. Pretty good entry-level position to the system. The Malaya, I would say, had all the flavors of a regular coin game. So, as you can see, support, opposition, control, so on and so forth. That will be all for today. We'll be moving on to the Cyprus and Kenya. Most probably Kenya would be the next one. I would like to thank you for being with me and watching. If you like this material, please give thumbs up. If you like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. Also, feel free to use the comment section to leave your opinion, remarks, questions. Thank you very much for being with me and having a great time with the British way. So the counter-insurgency at the end of the empire. Thanks for watching. Bye.